Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm Allie Shaw. You can find me on all platforms at Beautiful One, BEA Beautiful WON. You are listening to Big Wayne 918.
Hey, what up, YouTube? It's your boy BIGWAYNE918, and I'm back. Hey, man, y'all know what I do. Y'all see what I'm doing. I have nothing but heat for y'all. I got business owners. I do heat interviews, fire interviews. Today with me, I have another boss. I'm actually on location at the Perry Broadcasting Studio here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. With me, I got AKA Mama Tulsa with me.
I always forget about that.
Yeah, you forget about it? Well, I didn't forget about it. Okay, I remembered it. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let you tell my viewers who you are and what it is you do.
Okay.
Go ahead and take it from me.
I'm Allie Shaw. I'm host of the Weekend Rewind on 105 KJamz. You may hear me Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and surrounding areas. I have several job titles here at Perry Broadcasting, but that's usually how people know who I am. I'm also a co-host on the Fire in Little Africa podcast. If you have not listened to the Fire in Little Africa album, you need to do that. And I do a lot of different things. I host events. I DJ from time to time. A lot of things have changed because of the pandemic.
Okay.
I've made some adjustments. But yeah, I have several, going back to Perry Broadcasting, I have several job titles. Primarily, I'm the production director, which means that I assign production, whether I give it to an on-air talent for them to voice or I voice it myself. I dub in a lot of commercial audio. So that's kind of like the primary department. But I'm also a music director, which means I work directly with our programming department. And my job is to gather music that are local, I would say Oklahoma artists, primarily, and then take it to my programming department like, hey, I got this song I would like for y'all to hear. Can we put it into the system? And I have a very specific category where I can, rotate up to, 10 or 15 songs for so many weeks or whatever. So I've been doing that for about a year, a little more than a year. It started on 918 Day of 2020, and it was one of my big dreams to accomplish here. So it's been very rewarding and a little tough at times. But yeah, it's been very rewarding. And let's see what else. I'm kind of an office manager of sorts because I have been here for so long. I've worked for Perry Broadcasting since 2006.
Okay.
So I have a lot of office experience. That's how I started in the traffic department, which means very detailed, like data entry, very, very detailed information. And so I have a traffic brain, which really helps me in the production side. So I'm kind of I'm over like several different. Traffic actually means, for example, I may have a client here locally that's like, hey, I want 3 different commercials to run. I want this one to run at about 50%, and I want these other 2 to run at 25 and 25. So they have 3 different commercials rotating, if you will. So it's my job as a traffic person to put that in, to where you have a program called Visual Traffic that you can put it in and tell it to only rotate. And then that information is given to the DJs that are on-air personalities that are working in the studio, and their job is to compare whatever the information that's in the computer to the paper log, like, yep, that's the right one, and it's supposed to be running at this time, and then they sign off on it. And, yeah.
So y'all got like storyboards y'all are looking at?
It's really just more of a paper log. But yeah, it's both digital and paper, but that's kind of like our backup to be like, yeah, that's the right thing. And then just because we have to have, these are literally my logs right here. We have to have like a legal document for them to sign and say, yep, that was cleared.
So it's not something where people just go in and say, look here, man, just hook me up with a commercial on this, talk with me. It's a whole process to it.
Yeah, you go through our advertising department. You would speak to, like if you were a client, you're like, hey, I want to buy some advertising for Big Wayne 918. and I want 10 30-second spots to run this whole week. Okay, well, let me connect you with an account executive. They'll help you with rate information. If you want to throw an interview in there, something like that, they'll tell you what it costs, and then they give you the contract. You sign off on that, you make your payment, and then they connect you with me, essentially. I'm the production person, and so, okay, here's his script, and here's the person, he wants Aubrey Shine to voice that, and he wants some music that sounds a kind of, you know, and some clients will be like, I want that new such and such song. I'm like, do you want your consumers to hear the song that's playing, or do you want them to hear the message? So let's not focus on the music so much, let's focus on what I'm saying to you, because as a voiceover artist, you should be able to just listen to my voice and me tell you what this person is selling. So yeah, for sure, I love doing voiceover work, and I'm still trying to branch out. I feel like it's something I can do for the rest of my life. I've won awards in production. Yeah, the Oklahoma Association of Broadcasters a couple of times. I did some work with. Wait, let me see if I can do my lean. Pharoah Monch.
Pharoah Monch, okay.
Yeah, it was on his last album, 13. It's called A Magnificent Day for an Exorcism. And I really had to branch out and basically pretend to be the priest in the scene from The Exorcist when they were playing
This on his latest, because I got to go back and listen to it now. I'm going to go back and check it out.
It's actually a new group that he has formed. It's him, Marcus Machado, who's a guitar player, and Daru Jones, who plays the drums. He also plays with Jack White. He's a dope drummer. Yeah, and so they formed this group, and it's out there. Like it can be pretty dark, but it's very intense, and it's Pharoah Monch, man. Like the lyrics are amazing, and it just kind of came through an Instagram DM, and I said, I want to be on your new. Let me do some voiceover work for you.
Oh man, I got to check that out. I don't have to. I love a good listen. I love finding out something new. I think it's dope that you do voiceover work. That's something I'm definitely interested in. So congratulations on that. And that's something I'm definitely going to check out.
Yeah, voiceover coaching is actually something I really want to dive into more. So you let me know.
I'm going to definitely let you know, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, because I could hear it. As soon as you walked in today, I was like, oh, yeah, he got a big voice.
Yeah, man. I've always been intrigued by radio. I love listening to talk radio. I listen to your show. I listen to NPR. I watch a ton of different podcasts. Probably about the only thing I really watch on TV is like sports, and even then I'm kind of listening to
the voices.
Man, I'm listening. Do
you ever listen to sports radio where it's just the game?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I do. So definitely love watching the project. I'm also a hip hop fan. Okay. The 2018 women's Cypher, female Cypher. I saw you working with Bambi. I got a list here. Ayala, Bambi, Tizzy, T-Rush, Cheyenne Davis.
Yes.
Okay, so what was that like bringing all of them together? I saw the video. King Spencer filmed the video. I saw that. I just thought it was dope. It was just a mean cipher. How did all that come together?
Just working with different artists in the community, and I wanted to see. It's kind of like hey, girls can rap too. You know, women are hard, and I really wanted to put the spotlight on them. And a couple of my friends are in the video as well. Des Got Steez. And my good friend Gabby Castaneda, a.k.a. Artsier Than We. She's a dope photographer, but she loves hip-hop. She has a huge heart for hip-hop.
I've seen her around. I've seen her.
She's dope. I just call her an artist. She's an artist. And Des is in Oklahoma City. She does a lot of public relations. She's very well connected in Oklahoma City with a lot of artists there.
Okay.
So it was important for them to, their presence be there as well, because I'm like, they add, they're kind of more of that behind the scenes, but I really wanted to put a spotlight on, not only T-Rush is kind of like, I've been around, that I'm, she's kind of like I would say the vet, if you will, in the video at that time.
I'm with you.
And then you have these other artists, like Tizzy was kind of just starting out, Ayala was just starting out, Cheyenne been doing her thing for a minute, and then here comes, Bambi is just like a boss, she just, so I really just wanted to put that spotlight on women. And I actually was supposed to do a female spitters showcase right before the shutdown of the pandemic. I had, let's see, Tori T, Bambi, and Jerica Wortham.
Okay.
Which she was going to come out as Mrs. Wortham at that time. And I think she ended up just coming,
as an aunt to her husband, Mr. Wortham.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I had DJ Kylie. So I wanted nothing but female performers, a female DJ, and then I was gonna host, and I was gonna rap a little bit.
Oh, you got bars?
Tiny bit.
Okay,
tiny
okay.
bars.
Okay, hey, we love to hear them. I'm a hip hop fan, okay? This is hip hop, baby, all right? This is hip hop, okay?
Big time. We were going to keep it going, and it just, so many different things have happened. My schedule was so busy, and anyway, and I've had so many people like, when are you going to do that again? I'm like,
that was dope.
I hope I can. We'll see. But yeah, Rhapsody spoke to that at one point. You heard of Rhapsody? She said that once. And I've always carried that with me, like, I'm an MC. Period.
Yeah.
I'm not a female MC, I'm an MC.
So Fire in Little Africa. Okay. Fire in Little Africa, the album and documentary dropped at the 100-year centennial for the race massacre that took place here in Tulsa.
May 2021.
Yes. So what was your involvement, to what degree was your involvement of that?
During the recording sessions, I was really more of, I would call myself an observer / cheerleader.
Okay.
Like, I was just kind of present. There were times when I thought about, like, I want to hop on something, you know, someone like, let me help you write this, and I was like, it's just not for, like, I'm here to support, you know, more than anything. So just being able to be a fly on the wall during that experience was incredible. I can't even tell you the amount of music that came out of that. And then after that, I was asked to be a co-host on the podcast. So I host with Dog Free.
Okay.
We've been doing it about once a week for more than a year, and we've kind of slowed down a little bit recently. But yeah, it has been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. And just calling attention to, you know, what happened here in 1921. And one of the biggest things that was most important to me, and it's a question we ask at the end of every show, but it's, how old were you when you first learned about the Tulsa Race Massacre? Like, I want to ask you that now. How old were you when you first learned about the Tulsa Race Massacre?
I've known about it it's probably since I was a kid, honestly.
Okay.
That's just always something that my family's instilled in me. We're major on that. So I've always known about it. It was actually quite shocking to me that so many people did not know about it.
So when did you move here? How old were you?
Oh no, I'm born and raised here.
Okay. So a lot of our guests that have been on the show, a few of them have said, oh, my family told me about it when I was young.
Yeah.
But not very many. Like, my story was, I was in school at Tulsa Community College, happened to be enrolled in an African American history class. I had to be I was 25 when I moved here in 2000. So I was probably like late 20s, early 30s maybe.
Okay. And
when I learned about it, it was just shocking. Like, I'm from Lexington, Oklahoma, which is 2 hours from here, like near Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And it was like, why have I never heard about this before? Why wasn't it in our history books? Like, I had so many questions. So that was why I was like, we have to ask that question at the end of every episode. Like, I want to know, did you know about it, or how? And then when you did find out, how did you feel? And did you go do any more research? Like, it kind of leads to a lot of other things. And, you know, hearing artists like O'Malley B saying, oh yeah, as soon as I learned about it, I made an album about it.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know what? I'll say this. You know, when I was a kid, my parents, my mom had me and my sister in this program, Green Culture Center did a program every summer.
Yeah.
And they did a whole lot of things. They talked about, like, just black art, dance, performing arts. And so I'm sure it probably got discussed with us, but it's a good thing. They're really starting to put it in the books. Kids are learning about it in school. My kids they learned about it, and my kids, they learned about it last year for the first time that I noticed in school. We've talked about it, but they're actually making an effort to make sure kids are knowing about it.
More. Even through Fire in Little Africa, there's a curriculum that was created along with it. So it's not just an album. There's the curriculum that's involved with that. So, and that's really just starting to, you know, drop. And we actually did an episode with Quraish Ali Lansana, who was one of our curators of that, and Dr. View. So yeah, if you want to listen to that, you'll get more information about it.
Yeah, I definitely got to check out Spotify, right?
Yeah, Spotify, all streaming platforms, but that's where I listen to.
That's why I'm checking out. You know, as far as the interviewing, you know, this is, like I said, this ultimately interests me. I hope other people will see this and become interested in it as well. But one dope thing that in radio that I've seen, you've interviewed some really famous people, some really successful people. Blackstreet, Teddy Riley.
Oh my gosh, that was one of my most favorite interviews ever.
See, look at it. We might have to talk about that. But Teddy Riley, I think Tito Jackson.
That poster up there, yes.
You said one of the Jacksons.
Yes, one of the Jacksons.
So you know you've been, and that's like I said, I aspire to do just that. So you've interviewed some really successful people. Those are some major names. They made no small fries.
My very first interview was LL Cool J. That was on the phone.
No, but still.
Yeah, but still. Like, I freaked out. I was so nervous, but I told myself, like, I want to ask him something no one else would ask him. And I'm the production director, so I was doing a lot of commercials. During that time, he had a commercial, I think it was for Toyota.
I remember he did a Toyota commercial like for RAV4.
Yeah, it probably was.
He was talking like RAV4.
Yeah, but he was like Benny the Bulldog.
Okay.
And so I brought it up, during the interview, and I was like, and I just want to, he just started laughing. I was like, yeah, like, he's like, no one ever says that, I'm like, yeah, that's what I actually do here.
Yeah.
So that was a really great interview. I was so nervous, but it came out really good.
What do you think has been like your most memorable in-person interview? Just a dope interview you did in person, just left you with a memorable experience?
So many.
I know, I'm looking at all these, so I see a lot of autographs up here, so
yeah.
I know you rub shoulders with.
Well, can I give more than one?
You can give as many as you want to.
I would say Big Daddy Kane.
Okay.
I was actually in an interview with Kool Keith. He was here at that time.
Was this for the 918? For Hip Hop 918?
Yeah, Hip Hop 918.
That was dope. I was there.
So he did a couple of those. One year he came and performed, but that year he was here to host.
Okay.
And so we actually were able to have him come in the studio and talk about, who else he was bringing on. I think Slick Rick was there.
Slick Rick, MC Light.
Roxanne Shante.
Yep. It was great.
So he comes in, and they're already in the studio. I'm doing other work, I'm doing production stuff, and my boss was like, oh, this is your seat, and it's right next to him. So I walk in there, I'm like, I couldn't even look at him, because Big Daddy Kane is like one of my most favorite rappers of all time, since I was a kid. So I sit down like, oh my God, I'm sitting right next to Big Daddy Kane. And he was the most gracious, like, down to earth. He was so cool. He came in here and was like, I like your Muhammad Ali poster, and it was really an honor to meet him. I had actually tweeted about him a few years before, like, somebody please bring Big Daddy Kane to Tulsa. And he responded to me and was like, yeah, I used to come down there and ride horses with my guy King. Like, he knows he's a friend here. Yeah. So I was like, I had put that out in the universe, and when I tell you, like, 3 years later, they brought him here. I'm like, listen, I don't know how that works, but it worked.
Man, you gonna I'm gonna have to set up a Twitter account or something, man, and start. I need to put the word out, man. Yeah, I got some people I want to interview on my joint. You know what I'm saying? So I got to put the word out.
I was gonna say one more. I'll say Chili from TLC was really great. She was so sweet, and I brought all of my CDs with me because I'm a huge TLC fan too. And she's like, "Oh, you a fan?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am. Like, I've been listening to you since the very beginning," and that was a really great interview.
That's amazing.
She's really sweet. Yeah.
Wow.
And of course, Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley was super dope. Me and Aaron Bernard. He's the host of the Old School Sunday Night Live on Sundays. Yes. Yep. And we got an interview with them. I want to say we went for at least 45 minutes talking to them. And it was him, Dave Hollister, and the other two guys from Blackstreet. You see how I just automatically go there?
Yeah, I'm with you though.
Yeah. But and he got to talking about when he produced Michael Jackson's Dangerous album, and we're both looking at each other like, oh my God.
Yo, he produced on that album?
Yes! Like, we had not forgotten, but it was just one of those, oh yeah!
Wait, that's the one with Remember the Time on it, right?
Yes! He did a ton of production work on that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, go back and listen and you'll hear that.
I was snapper back then.
Yeah.
I was doing all that. I was
go
just
look up Teddy Riley's bio, man. He has some deep, he's literally creator of the New Jack Swing. Like, he did that.
Yeah, that was a dope era.
Yes.
That was a dope era.
I lived that era.
That was BBD. That's because Bell Biv DeVoe was doing their thing. Boyz II Men was coming at Motown Philly, and that's New Jack all over it.
Yep, all over it.
So that was a good era. What would you say is your favorite era of hip-hop?
Well, I'm biased because I feel like it's one of the greatest. I lived it. Late 80s, early 90s. Like, Tribe Called Quest, Big Daddy Kane in there. I mean, and you had a mix of just everything. It was like West Coast, East Coast, and Dirty South was kind of starting to, you know, come through. Outkast at that time, but like, yeah, I would say from like 87 to 93 is like kind of, well, maybe 95. I could squeeze to 95, but yeah, that's kind of my time. I don't know what they've labeled it. I feel like someone actually did, instead of like the golden, the whatever. I don't know what they've called it, but
I don't know what they call it. They're gonna come up with a name because
sure.
it's been so many. It's been so many years. When you look at the late 70s, you know, this is kind of like I'd say really mid to late. That's like the infancy stages.
Yeah.
But as far as just people snapping in bars, that's been going on since the beginning of time.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, styles have changed up. You know, it was very kind of simple in the beginning, but now, like, some of the things that people come up with now, I'm like, how did you even think to make your words like that?
Man, sometimes it's hard. I feel like it's really kind of fickle right now. You got people that are really coming that's gonna hit you with some bars. Like, I don't listen to a whole lot of new artists. I'll probably listen to a little bit of Conway. You got some people that's snapping with some bars, and you got some people that's just that's just putting it out because technology has allowed them to put together music. Which I'm not hating on nobody. Yeah. Just not my cup of tea. You know, it's a whole lot of mumble stuff, and you know, I'm not gonna get on hate on nobody because you know what, somebody out there like it. Yeah. It's
I always tell artists, like, there is an audience for you somewhere, and they may not be here, especially local. I feel like sometimes local artists get frustrated with, well, I'm not getting any support or whatever, and it's like, you have the internet, honey. Yes. Like, go put your stuff online and find somebody in Japan. Like, I'm trying to tell you, they love hip hop there. Man, so there's
a lane for literally everything. Yes. And I recognize that because I watch YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. I'm an avid YouTuber. That's one reason I started creating content, because I said, man, you know what? I like watching. You remember? I don't know if you remember, like the Smack DVDs, the deep all access DVD magazines, and just people like watching stuff. So you know, I just tell people, I was like, man, I like doing this. I know it's a lane for me, and there's a lot of people out there that's gonna fool with me. I just gotta find them. Yeah. You know, so
you're on your way.
That's,
you know,
so yeah, that's
you just got to keep plugging at it. You got to keep pushing and really promote yourself. Don't be afraid to promote yourself. That's one thing that I don't feel like I've, you know, done a very good job at over the years. And people are like, how come you never talk about? I just don't really like to brag on myself. I'd rather somebody else be like, you should go listen to her show. So yeah, don't be afraid.
You know, you cannot listen. You can't listen to your shows and not hear nothing from Prince. You are the purplest person that I know.
That you know, but I'm definitely not the purplest.
But in Tulsa, as far as I know, you know, what would you say is your favorite? What would you say is your favorite Prince project from Prince?
I tend to lean toward Purple Rain just because that was kind of my time. Okay. But man, 1999 is kind of like, that's a really dope project. Okay. Yeah, after you know, listening to a lot of his work over the years, I'm like, it was right before. So Purple. Purple
all right. So I got a couple random questions I'm gonna throw out there. Okay, Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Okay.
I love Biggie.
Yes, that's my dog too, man.
Look, Tupac. I've had that poster since 1997. So, wow, that's an original. Not a real. Okay, wow. Yeah. There's a lot of people up here. Who are do you have any major media influences? There are some that, like, when I got an opportunity to take a trip to New York, and I got to hear Angie Martinez on the air. Okay. That was like, oh, Angie! Like, I've never got to like hear her on the actual New York airwaves. So I would say she would be one. Okay. Yeah, but I really kind of wanted to form my own personality, and you have to be careful. You know, like, I always think about Missy Elliott. Like, she would talk about how she really didn't listen to a lot of other artists growing up. And that's why her style is so different, because she was here where she created her persona, if you will. So, yeah, I just wanted to be me with a little extra flavor.
Okay. You know, congratulations on all your success. Thank you. And I really appreciate you taking out the time for me to sit down with me for my platform, me to conduct this interview with you. Definitely somebody who I look up to, who I aspire to be alike. If people want to know more about Ali Shaw, where can they find you? Where can they look?
Actually, I'm just going to put my website out there. You're the first person that I really gave it to. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. Like, I have a website, but I have not been using it. like I should.
Well, guess what?
So
it's gonna get posted on this
you gave
screen
me that
somewhere.
push.
It's gonna get posted
You
on
gave me
there.
that push. So yeah, just go to beautiful1, which is WON.com. There's a meaning behind that, and I'll probably explain that sometime in the future. Beautiful1.com, and all of my social media will be there, and what I'm about, and my bio, and all that.
See this, man. Y'all see Ali Shaw. You know what I'm saying? She's on Big Wayne 918. She's on the channel, Perry Broadcasting Studios. I'm up in this thing. Y'all know, like I said, I'm gonna keep hitting y'all with some heat. Y'all just keep watching. Follow Ali Shaw. Don't forget, follow Big Wayne 918 on Instagram. The Big Wayne 918 on Facebook. Actually, it's just Big Wayne 918 on Facebook. My email is thebigwayne918@gmail.com. So just, like, comment, and share. Check out Ali Shaw. She got a whole bunch of different services. Audio engineering.
Yeah,
She hosts an event. She's a producer. Okay, all your audio needs is where she's at. You know what I'm saying? But again, appreciate it.
Thank you,
also
Wayne. I'm so glad that we finally figured it out.
Yeah, man.
It took us a minute to get it on the calendar.
It did have a whole lot of challenges. Even up to today, we had challenges. Okay.
You should do the BTS of that.
The what?
Behind the scenes. You should do a little reel about it.
Oh. I should have had my camera going, but I couldn't. You know what? I'm telling you why I couldn't record it though, is because the card that I had in there, was insufficient. It was the old card.
Yeah.
But we made it. Okay?
We made it work.
We made it in this thing.
Sometimes, one time my microphone was like coming out the stand while I'm interviewing someone, and I had to hold it like this the whole time and do this and this. So yeah, people don't know you're doing that. You just make it work.
You just make it work. That's what it's all about. We taking lemons and we turn them into lemonade. That's what we do here. Well, anyway, I appreciate you.
Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate you.
Hopefully, do some more projects. Yeah. I'm always looking to record content. You got anything going? We're
gonna talk about that voice.
We definitely gonna do that. You see her? You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep on looking, because y'all know I got some more heat. I'm going to sprinkle some more videos for y'all to watch up here so y'all can just binge them and just be happy, have fun, and be entertained. All right? So we're going to peace it out. Peace.